Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty much what we expected, but 100% feed. Ben Chilwell is, ladies and gentlemen, out for the rest of the season. Um, he definitely needs a surgery. This is the breaking news that's uh, out in social media at the moment. We need to address this situation badly in this upcoming January window. We have to address this.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Breaking news: Ben Chilwell has been ruled out for the rest of the season as he requires surgery on his anterior cruciate ligament. I remember when this injury happened, it did not look good. It did not look good, and I was worried. And the reports that came out after that was that, look, we'll monitor till end of December and we'll see what happens. I was always a little bit weary about this whole situation because, these type of injuries, they take a long time to heal, and if anything, they generally need surgery. And even if it didn't need surgery, I was still skeptic that he was going to be back mid-Jan. A lot of people were saying he's going to be back mid-Jan, end of Jan. It was never going to happen. It was probably going to be still February, maybe at the end of February, because of his, rehabilitation and then just easing back into the team. But now it's been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. Goal has reported Nizar Kinsella broke the particular story. Ben Chilwell has been ruled out for the rest of the season as he requires surgery on his anterior cruciate ligament. Come back stronger, Ben Chilwell. I mean, this guy was having some season with us, ladies and gentlemen. He's our entire system this particular season. What Thomas Tuchel was trying to do with the three at the back and the wing back situation is that our wing backs, Reece James and Ben Chilwell, were devastating in this particular system. And the whole system was designed to accommodate for them to score goals and to assist. So they were more of a box-to-box midfielder. And Thomas Tuchel said that. They're midfielders more than anything. And not having Ben Chilwell, we've seen what kind of a issue it has caused for us since his departure from the team due to the injury. From that Man United game till now, we've not looked the same, to be honest. We've really not looked the same. Two of our best games this season was against Leicester and Juventus, and Ben Chilwell was a major part of that. And not having Ben Chilwell, I've always said this since he was injured, that it has a domino effect. It started to affect our game, not just on the left side, and we'll talk about Alonso, but it's affected our play in midfield. It's affected certain parts of Reece James's game because he's had to accommodate sometimes in midfield. Because we don't get enough purchase on the left side, he's, at times had to stay a bit reserved because Alonso bombs up. So it's been a bit strange. It's been a bit strange, and I've said that the domino effect was always going to happen without Chilwell. And when Chilwell was around, the positive domino effect was other players around Chilwell were starting to play good as well. So it's both sides here. Not having him is exposing us a little bit, and having him, it got the betterment of other players as well. Simon Phillips breaking Ben Chilwell needs to have a surgery on his ACL and is likely to be out for the season. Chelsea hope to convince Everton to let them loan Lucas Digne from Nizar Kinsella. And we'll look at the options that's been floating around. Let's just go through all the socials first. CFC Daily, Ben Chilwell has been ruled out for the rest of the season as he requires surgery on his anterior cruciate ligament. Chelsea could attempt to convince Everton to allow Lucas Digne out on a 6-month loan deal after seeing him fall out of favour with Rafa Benitez. There could be more left-backs offered to Chelsea. And for now, Thomas Tuchel will block any loan moves for Malang Sarr, who had attracted some interest from AC Milan. That is to ensure that his squad isn't left short in the Premier League title race. I completely understand. I mean, Malang Sarr is a backup for Rudiger. So God forbid something happens to Rudiger and then we screw. Rudiger needs rest as well. It's not like he can play every single game. This is the article, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea's Chilwell to have ACL surgery and will be out for the season. And it goes on to say the 25-year-old is expected to be out for the season after the decision was taken for him to have knee surgery. Ben Chilwell is set to miss the rest of the season after Chelsea decided to end his previous rehabilitation process and send him for surgery. It was hoped that the defender would avoid going under the knife and return in January after he injured his anterior cruciate ligament in November 4-0 Champions League win over Juventus. However, the Blues feel the injury now needs surgery, with England international now targeting a return for the next season. What happens next? Chelsea will need to find a solution for Chilwell's prolonged absence in January. They could opt to sign someone or recall one of their substantial group of players out on loan. Lyon loaning Emerson Palmieri and Coventry CDC and Maatsen are two candidates for possible recalls, but the details will come down to contractual arrangement with their current clubs. Furthermore, the Blues could attempt to convince Everton to allow Lucas Digne out on a 6-month loan deal after seeing him fall out of favour with Rafael Benitez. Currently, the France international is being offered out to various clubs ahead of the January move. Indeed, there could be more left-backs offered to Chelsea during the winter transfer market once the fallout from losing Chilwell becomes more widely known. We'll look into all of these very, very soon. But first of all, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this particular scenario. Since Chilwell has been gone, Alonso's come in. And let's be honest, Alonso's done bits and pieces of job. There's times where he's been great. There's times he's not been great. And this is Alonso. We know that. I'm not going to spend my time sitting here and absolutely, slander Alonso. I don't think we should be doing that. We know what he brings and we know what he doesn't. One thing we do know, that he's simply not good enough for Thomas Tuchel's system at the moment for us to mount a title challenge. We're only 6 points behind. And I feel like if we can keep the gap within this particular range, and in January we've got Liverpool and City coming up, but if we could do some damage against them, we can still be in the mix. And not just that, it's the domestic cups, it's the Champions League, it's the Club World Cup. Alonso himself cannot handle this by his own. We need a backup, and we need a solid backup. In fact, we don't even need a backup. We need a starter. We need a proper starter, because I think Alonso is more of a backup. Not an adequate backup, but he'll do for the time being. But if we want Thomas Tuchel to mount any sort of challenge, that left side gets peppered. It gets targeted by the oppositions, and our build-up and everything from that side is slow. In recent times, we've even started to see when Kovacic has started or played, he's playing more as a left mid, which is now once again compromising our whole setup, because the build-up is slow. You need Kovacic to be more on that left side. We've seen that against Brentford. We can't trust Alonso to do those sort of things. And we can't sit here and bash him for it either, because he just doesn't have that. He does not have that capability. So we need to go into the market. We need to address this. This has to be addressed 100%, or we're going to expose Thomas Tuchel massively. We can't not address this and then still expect Thomas Tuchel to challenge in all fronts. I think that would be very naive, and it wouldn't be doing justice to Thomas Tuchel. Let's see some of the options that's available. The Secret Scout is saying, as we reported back when the injury occurred first, ACL rarely attaches itself to level needed to play professional football. Maatsen's decision to be made in the next 48 hours on whether he will be recalled or Emerson Palmieri. Look, I don't know much about the ins and outs of these particular contracts, but I think there is a buy option, or I'm not sure if it's obligation, can't be obligation if we can bring back Emerson Palmieri, but there was a sort of buyback, not buyback, like a sell option or buy option for Lyon once the loan was over. And I think it was somewhere around 17 million euros or something like that, 20 million euros. So Chelsea needs to consider the financial aspect of that situation as well, if they to cancel that and bring back Emerson. What you don't want is, by the end of this season, you're back again with Chilwell, Alonso, and Emerson, 3 sort of left-sided player, and then you still have Ian Maatsen to think about. Ian Maatsen is having a fantastic season at Coventry, and you don't want to sort of, stall that particular development at the moment. I don't mind him coming back. I've seen enough of him, to be honest, in Frank Lampard's first season, that one game, and I keep saying it. And I think he's a top youngster. But is he going to be good enough for Thomas Tuchel to mount a title challenge and play all those matches in domestic cups and whatnot in tandem with Alonso, I'm not quite sure. Here's a very good tweet from Matisse. You guys all know Matisse very well in YouTube, another fantastic Chelsea content maker. Emerson, he tweeted a moment ago, which is absolutely brilliant. Emerson and Ian Maatsen recalls aren't Chilwell replacements for this season. We need a guaranteed starter and a top player to come into this system. Failing to go into the market is waving the white flag in the UCL and Premier League. I think this is spot on. I mean, as much as we want Ian Maatsen to probably come back and it'll be such an exciting sort of situation, but is that asking too much for Ian Maatsen? He probably won't start. It'd probably be Alonso, unfortunately. Or fortunately for some people. For me, it's unfortunately. I still think Alonso is a backup. Decision on Maatsen or Palmieri potentially being recalled will be made in the next 48 hours. Lucas Digne is potentially another option, but it depends on Everton. Let's talk about this whole Lucas Digne situation now. These are the options available. LDN has tweeted Lucas Digne, Emerson Palmieri recall, Ian Maatsen. Just want to bring out, where's the tweet on Lucas Digne? Maybe I have it on here. Just bear with me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this was out literally not that long ago. So I'm just going to bring this up here. Okay, so Everton are willing to sell Lucas Digne on loan with a right of redemption in January. Inter Milan, Napoli and Chelsea are the clubs interested. I think for me, this is probably the best option. I know a few people have been talking about Theo Hernandez. In all honesty, I don't know the entire situation around that, whether that is actually an option in January, whether we can do that. I believe Theo Hernandez is an AC Milan player. Let me just have a quick look at the whole Theo Hernandez situation. Theo Hernandez. We'll revisit the whole Lucas Digne prospect very, very soon. So Theo Hernandez, AC Milan player, 24 years of age, defender, left back. Contract expires 2024, so that's quite a bit away. 48 million. I don't know if this is absolutely possible, and I'm not sure if Chelsea is willing to throw that level of money. If that's the market value apparently. And look, I can completely understand. Contract expires in 2024, but a lot of people are quite excited about his stats. I've not watched too much of AC Milan this season, so I can't comment too much about this, but many are actually quite appreciative of this particular player. 15 matches in Serie A. We'll have a look how many he started. 2 goals, 5 assists. Champions League 5 matches. Looks like he's been playing Champions League. He started every single game. And also in the Serie A, he's a starter. He's a starter for AC Milan. So I'm not sure how possible this really is, if I'm being absolutely honest. So, look, as much as a lot of the fan base probably wants this particular player, but I think the best bet is this particular player, ladies and gentlemen. Lucas Digne, he's fallen out of favors with Rafa Benitez at Everton. And Everton has actually gone into the market, I think about a month ago or so, less than a month ago, where they've addressed their left-back situation with a Ukrainian left-back, I believe. And they were able to do that transfer because I think maybe in the Ukrainian league, the season's over or whatnot. Something's happened there. They've addressed that left-back situation. So this brother over here right now is in a bit of a limbo. So a loan option would be fantastic for Chelsea. We may not need him on a permanent basis, but we need a high-quality player. And Lucas Digne he's Premier League proven. He's 100% Premier League proven. We've looked at the stats in, transfer stats website not that long ago. Let's just bring this up. He's played quite a few seasons, I believe. Four seasons minimum, and his output has been quite great, to be honest. He's a set piece taker, great at crossing, great attacking ability. Defensively, maybe not that sound, but at the end of the day, with how Chelsea plays, as long as you're a box-to-box sort of midfielder kind of situation, that is absolutely fine. And it's the attacking prowess that we need a lot more. Defensively, we've got 3 at the back. And if you can be somewhat decent, which Lucas Digne is, then you're gonna be a hit. This is what he's done this season. Obviously, this season it's not been great, and he's fallen out with Rafael Benitez last season. Let's have a quick look at this. 30 matches, 7 assists. I'll take that 7 assists for the time being. Season before that, he does have a knack of picking up a red card here and there, so he needs to be disciplined about that particular situation. Season before that, 35 matches, 7 assists as well. 3 matches in the Carabao Cup, 1 goal, 1 assist. Let's have a look at one more season before that, 18-19. 4 goals, 4 assists. So, yeah, look, bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, he's Premier League proven. He knows what it takes to be a Premier League player. He's an attacking player. He's 28, so he's a mature left back. He's not slow. He's going to give us a lot more impetus in terms of the total gameplay as opposed to Alonso. Taking nothing away from Alonso in terms of his goal output and goal contribution and whatnot. But in terms of all the other facets of the game, Lucas Digne will make sure, in terms of pace, build up, passing ability, crossing, set piece take up. He could even take the corners. So, look, there's a lot of plus points here. And I think for us, it makes a lot of sense for this particular loan to go through. Ian Maatsen would be great, but I don't think, we should be putting that much sort of pressure or responsibility on a young player. And I think Thomas Tuchel needs an experienced player right now. We've got a lot of young players. He needs an experienced player. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are. Sad news about Ben Chilwell. Looks, it is now confirmed that he's going to be out for the season. Even if he's somehow miraculously back by April or May, I don't think Chelsea will be using him. We'll probably see the season out, and then hopefully the preseason looks good, and then he can start next season. It's just sad that he was having such a fantastic season. Honestly, he was having a fantastic season, scoring goals, producing some assists as well, some key goals too. That Brentford goal, I still remember, was massive in the context of the whole season. And right now we're in a situation where Lucas Digne is an option, big option. Ian Maatsen, Emerson Palmieri. Let me know who your preference is, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want Emerson to be back? Do you want Maatsen? Do you want Lucas Digne? Theo Hernandez, I don't think is much of an option, if I'm being honest. The contract situation, the amount of money you're going to have to splash out in January, I just don't think that's quite possible. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section below. For me, it's Lucas Digne. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.